y'all. I'm Minivan Lee, and I live in my minivan full time, every day, 24/7. Let's get on with the show. Get on with the show. You better. Good morning. Guten Morgen. Coffee. Tea? I'm going to get some tea for y'all. I'm about ready to, maybe every other day, drink some tea. Do coffee, then tea. Cheers. Okay, so last night was a conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. I did watch for a little while. I watched for a little while live from a telescope. And it was pretty impressive, and I do like to watch stars and planets with my astronomy binoculars, but I've just been so busy lately, getting ideas and filming and basically YouTube. Yeah. I mean, I love doing it. I really, really, really do. You know I do. But it's... I just want to get better at it. So I've been doing more researching and coming up with new ideas. And so, yeah, it's taken a lot of my time. It's become a full-time job. I'm a full-time job right now. Yeah. Okay, so today is improv day. Coffee improv. I just woke up. I know you're all going to say, oh, you look so good. Well, I just put my hair up and got dressed, and I'm going to tell you, I almost was going to sleep in all day and not even do a video, but something said, get going, girl. Get going. You can do it. So I did. I folded up my bed. Yeah. Oh. Well, I couldn't get to sleep last night. I mean, I could not get to sleep. Maybe it was the conjunction thing going on. So I laid here and I tried. I kind of had a bit of a headache, and I thought, well, if you just reach over there and get some ibuprofen, I mean, it's real handy. Of course, then you got to drink a lot of water, and then, of course, you're going to pee a lot, so it's like, I'm just going to lay here and it'll go away. Well, it kind of didn't, and I just felt stressed. It could have been the conjunction. The conjunction function. Yeah. Does anybody remember the Dark Crystal? Remember the great conjunction where the mystics and the Skeksis were going to come together, but the Skeksis didn't want to come back together. And I know a lot of you remember that. I got my pointer out. Yeah. Over here, my candle. My flower. Puppy. Yeah. Poinsettia. Is that poinsettia? Yeah. Okay, so basically I am here on about maybe 3.5, 4 hours of sleep is all. So I'm a little goofy. So, good time for coffee talk, Cheers again. So the conjunction. I haven't really been following what it meant, but I think it maybe did keep me up. I wonder, did it keep you up? Because that would have been Monday night. Today is Tuesday. I'm filming this on Tuesday. You'll get this on Wednesday. First time. I mean, you're going to see other people. You could even see it in a month from now. Because we're like these time travelers. So, then I looked at my phone. And I got a message from Max. It was 12:30 at night. He always goes to bed early too. So, hi Max. Oh, it says good morning, Lee. Just as I said it, hi Max, shout out. Yeah, you just got your message. I mean, he left a message. He couldn't sleep. And I'm like, I can't either. I can't believe it. So, I wonder if you guys got some sleep. So, yeah, a lot of people, they look for these signs, the conjunction, or is this a Christmas star? I mean, who knows? Maybe it's a star for the Antichrist coming. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, this tastes good. So, today, I'm going to also answer some of your questions. I think that'd be a good thing to do. Well, I did get more than a few comments about my skin and my complexion. And some of you have requested that I do a video about my skincare and my daily routine. Well, it seems to me that a lot of this is due to the new camera. It really shows my skin glowing. Hooray for iPhone 12 Max Pro. Oh yeah, that camera is amazing. I'm still going to get a regular camera though, maybe probably 6 months to a year. I'm going to invest in a really big camera, a really good one. Well, let me just mention about the skincare without going in too deep into it. Because some of your guys and you think, oh, there she's going to talk about girly stuff. Actually skincare, a lot of guys are really getting into skincare. I mean, they want to look good too. And I'm telling you, as nomads, we're outside so much. We're outside, I'll bet, at least 60% of our time. So we're in the elements, and even if you're in a shade and things, you're still getting UV coming under. Because you can still get a sunburn on a cloudy day. Well, I just wanted to mention about my skin that a lot of it is due to the new camera. But also, I've taken care of my skin in spurts throughout my life. Oh, I really take care of it. And then sometimes, who cares? Just put a little soap and water on it, bar of soap, and wash my face and go. So, and have I really been religious on the sun up there? No, I haven't. Yeah, I went through a few years, literally a few years where, remember, that is a pretty candle. It smells good too. Yeah. It keeps wanting to slide, so I don't want to keep my eye on that one. Well, I didn't wear a sunscreen at all. I thought, well, I read this article that said that there's so many chemicals in sunscreen, you're actually better off without it. So I kind of, I bought into that, but no, I got spots of sunspots on my face. I went to Ohio, when I went to Cincinnati, I guess in the summer in Arizona, we stay in. When the sun's out, we kind of stay in. Well, I went to Cincinnati and they have a pool. And I used to just, I worked mornings at Wendy's. I was the salad girl. I made my own, they saw I was a good worker, Us more mature seniors, we make really good workers because we have good work ethics. But they saw I was good, and I just sort of like made my own position. I went to the manager. I said, hey, I said, I'm getting kind of tired. I'll come in every single day. Even on Sunday, I'll come in every day from 7 to 11. But I'll come in every day, and I'll do the salads, and I'll help prep. And then I want to go home. And he goes, okay. So I did that. So in the afternoon in the summer, I would just float. I'd float in the pool. Well, I could not believe it. Here I lived in Arizona for 40 years. I go to Cincinnati, Ohio, and all these sunspots appear on my face within one summer. I was like, oh my goodness, Okay. So, yeah. So I haven't always taken care of my skin. So I think a lot of it is due to this camera here. I do. And the lighting and things like that. So, But I will show you, I'm going to leave the link for the gal that my daughter turned me on to when I started asking questions, because I was noticing my skin was getting really dry from being out. I've noticed other nomads, they can have really dry, leathery looking skin. I mean, I'm not criticizing, but it's the truth. This is what I've seen. And I know I've mentioned it before that not a few nomads have mentioned one of the drawbacks about being a nomad, and some of them were younger too, is that they're starting, even in young age, starting to get skin spots and getting too much sun outside, and it's not good for the skin. So my goal is to take care of my skin, and my daughter turned me on to, I think her name is Dr. Dre. And wasn't that a rapper? Dr. Dre. I'll leave the link for her. And she's a dermatologist, but she has a huge YouTube channel. She has a lot of followers. And so I got a lot of her products. CeraVe is the main one that I use. So, yeah. Okay, I want to read you this thread. I think it's funny. What's her name? Pocono 49 Murphy. It was funny. She was trying to be funny. Yikes. What do you do if you have a sprained ankle, a twisted knee, and diarrhea, and you live in a Honda Civic? My guess would be you'd launch yourself into the Grand Canyon like Thelma and Louise. That's funny. I thought it was funny, and I just made some laughing things, because it was when I was talking about injuries and getting sick. And then Anita Simmons says, to Pocono, you would just get a hotel room. Anita Simmons said, you would just get a hotel room. At least that is how I handled being sick on a multi-month backpacking trip. So Pocono said, no self-respecting boondocker would get a hotel room. Yeah. Chapter 7, page 3 of the Boondocker's Bible. Having said that, and truth be told, I have a motorhome with all the creature comforts, and if I get a paper cut, I think about launching myself into the Grand Canyon. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, and speaking of a hotel room, I've got a reservation for a hotel room coming up. Yeah, I'm not going to say what day, but maybe I'll do a video while I'm there. Jump up and down on the beds, and I got one with the tub. I'm going to soak it. I'll be so cursed I can't do a video on that. I'm going to be soaking in the tub. Yeah. Coffee is so good. Julie Castanaro said, you might need electrical power if you need to take a breathing treatment, if that's something that isn't one of your ailments, your breathing. Yes, I mean, and that is why the Jackery is so wonderful, because what they do is, I mean, you can get a Jackery 1000. It's almost, well, it's $1,000. And it's funny too, the Jackery 500 is $500. Maybe they couldn't be really creative and they go, we can't really think of too many things at once, so we'll just make 500, 1,000, 1,000. Yeah. 240, 240. So, yeah, I mean, that's what, the Jackery 500 and the 1000, maybe even the 240 can handle things like that. So it's important to get your Jackery. There was a lot of discrepancy on whether to take Imodium or not take Imodium if you have diarrhea. You know, some of you said, yeah, take it so you don't lose so much of your liquids. And then other people had said, well, that's your body's natural way to get all that out of your system. So your best bet, I guess, take what you want to take what you're used to taking, but drink lots of water to replenish your liquids. RV Lucky. Now that you talked about all the depressing stuff when I was talking about getting sick, how about all the good stuff in traveling? I'm just saying, makes me want to stay home. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're worried about getting injured and stuff, yeah, stay home, because, one of my friends, he not only had an injury to his leg, but he had diarrhea all at once. I mean, it's part of the nomad life. I'm not saying that we all get sick all the time, but it's going to happen. And I thought I'd just do a video about it, because because these things do happen, and it's good to do prevention. And somebody I did it because somebody had asked me, have you ever gotten sick while you're in your van? And if you haven't, what would you do? Be a nomad and still injure yourself. When I had talked about at Amazon, when I went on my knee, I mean, I couldn't bend my knee. I could not bend my knee for a good 3 weeks. I had to keep my legs straight, and I had to scoot like this. Because normally I go like this and I'm on my knees and I'm grabbing things. Couldn't do it. It was weird. I had to like scoot this way, and yeah, so I could keep this. I had my knee brace, and I keep it with me. I packed it away because I don't want to put it in here. But yeah, I packed it away. But no, I keep it just in case. Don't want to jinx myself, but I thought, why would I give it? They're kind of expensive, you know. But yeah, you can do it. I did it. And then what I did was I went to I would go and drive. Thank God it was my left one. I could drive with my right foot and then brake. Yeah. But I would go to a park. They have, oh my gosh. When I go back to Ohio, I'm going to film every park there. They're awesome. Oh yeah. Every park in Cincinnati area. They're really something. But I would sit there. I'd watch TV. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much had to like hang really close to my van at all times. And I would just sit in there, and then I would get out every once in a while to test it out. As days went on, I kind of would walk maybe to the pond and then walk back, you know, but that was about it. But it can be done. So I think it was more on a positive note, that video, because I showed that, you know, these things can be done. With doing the video about the car heater versus propane, there was a lot of back and forth on that. It got a good discussion going, and I'm kind of glad. Because I had read online that using your car heater is very unhealthy, because it's just idling, and if you get the heater going, it's just throwing carbon monoxide in. Now, one person actually was very negative, and yeah, he's gone. He was like, start calling me names. You know, how dare I say that carbon monoxide, you can smell carbon. Well, I thus asked a couple of mechanics here. I was just curious. I go, well, is that carbon monoxide that's coming in? He goes, yeah, it's carbon monoxide. It's car fumes. And yes, you can smell them. So if you're watching, shame on you. You tried to shame me. Shame on you, you know, for being so negative and calling me names. You know, I just delete him so you don't even have to see him. He was a nasty little troll. And he said, how dare you, you know. But no, also, like, if you have gas, like propane, you can smell propane. You can smell it because they put that thing in there so you can smell it. Rotten eggs or whatever. Yeah. So, but there was a lot of back and forth on that. So I'm going to go, this is what I'm going to do. You do what you want to do. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to turn on my heater in the morning or at night when I am just idling. I mean, of course, if you're at a stoplight, you're going to be idling if you got your heater going. But then you're going to go and it's going to, you know, dissipate out of the engine area. But I'm not going to use it because the studies show that it's dangerous. And even if it doesn't make you sick right then, it's going to get in your lungs. I want to preserve my lungs. So I'm not going to use it. I'll use my propane heater, my Mr. Buddy. Now, I wanted to clarify, I have the golf cart heater, but I suggest that you get the other one. Just the regular one. It comes with the regular stand. The reason I had to buy the stand that I have is because the golf cart heater, I didn't like the whole setup of it. It had this a cup holder adapter, and it fit in, but it ended up to be here, and it was too close to the ceiling and the heat. I didn't want to start a fire, so yeah. And the golf cart Mr. Buddy, if that's still in my links, I'm going to take that out. I want you to get the other one. So forgive me if that's still in there. But yeah, there was there was a lot of discrepancy on that. Some of you said, well, I know one of you said, well, just turn on your air conditioner, but put it on heat instead of cool, and then blow it in. And it'll not only take care of the moisture, but it'll warm you up. Well, I had mentioned that I had done that, and somebody else made a comment that said, well, that's just madness. I said, that's not good advice. They're going to kill you. It's the same thing coming in. So, yeah, if you want to get rid of the condensation, the air conditioner will work. But if you put it on heat, it's still going to come in as heat coming in as if you've got your heater gone. So I just wanted to clarify that. But there's a lot of discrepancies going on with that. But that's good that we got the discussion going, and then we can formulate an opinion based on what we've read. So that's a good. Here's something, Heather Burns, and I was talking at this point about using car heater or propane. Heather Burns, it says, love your videos so much. Thank you. I love you so much. You're helping to get me through a difficult time. Well, I'm going to say, let's all say a prayer for Heather. Lord Jesus, please help Heather through her difficult times and let her come through victorious as always with your help, Lord. Amen. Amen. Yes. Can you do a video on BLM best practices? I'm not really sure. I think you want to know, like, what is the best way to do BLM land? I'm anxious to leave the city again and go out on BLM land, but I want to wait till after the first of the year, you know. I do want to go to some cities around here and kind of travel around a little bit, although I think some of them have been kind of closed due to COVID, you know. So how's everybody doing with the COVID thing? See, that's how tired I am. Whoops, that's not my drink. This is my drink. I am, loop-de-loo. So, hope you're enjoying. This is sort of a live, but not live. I'm just sitting here talking to you. Okay, so when you go on BLM land, you usually have 14-day stay. That's kind of typical, but not always so. And you just pick a spot, and sometimes you don't really know. A lot of spots have different names to them. So if you go on some of the websites, I should probably do a website where it lists, or do a video. See, there I go. I'm tired. I'll do a video about some of the names of the different names of BLM land around Arizona. So you just pick a spot and you just park. If there's a ranger station, sometimes they live in like a class A or sometimes a fifth wheel, and they just stay on the site, and that's what they live in with their family. And you go there and you give them the information, you know, like, and then he'll give you this little paper to put on the window of your vehicle, and it shows when the day is that you're supposed to go find another area. You have to, I believe, go 25 miles away for another 14 days, and then you can come back. They say for 30 days, but that's of when you first came. So you're here, there's 14 days, and then you leave, and then in 14 more days. So that's where the 30 days comes in. Okay. Now, you can go into town and get your water. You can set up a tent. You can set up, you know, if you have a bigger rig, you can set that up. And yeah, I mean, you just have to respect the land. Don't leave your garbage around. You know, pack in, and then pack out. That means, that's a hiker's, motto. You pack it in because you packed it with your backpack, but you got to pack it back out again. Never just leave trash around. BLM land is fun to be on. It's just free, wild land. Some is wilder than others. Yeah, I try to stay on more even ground because I do like my minivan a lot, and I don't want anything to happen to it. I like to, here's my motto. Some of you like to go in the fat country. I mean, you've got like, you know, 4-wheel drives and everything. Well, for me, I figured there's just as nice a place to hang out that's got more even than uneven. So I'll just pick the even, and I'll go with the best of the best there. Yeah. So Let's see, what else did you ask? What should we do, and most importantly, not do? Ooh, well, one thing you should do if you have an animal with you, you should always be in control of it. That's been my pet peeve this year. Be in control of your dogs. Don't let them just run wild if they're young and frisky and they want to just run up and jump on people. And if they bark a lot, I don't know. You know how I feel about it all. Put a barking collar on it or something. I don't know. Yeah. Don't let them just, charge at people. Another thing is a pet peeve of mine, is I know that a lot of people do run the generators. They're noisy and they're smelly with carbon monoxide. It's an carbon monoxide with an odor to it. So, and they're noisy, and some of them run a long time. So I just feel like they can do that. That's their right. I mean, that's what BLM land is about. It's about freedom. But I will probably move because I can with my minivan. I can kind of move. Although if I had my tent out, I'd have to take up my tent. But it's so easy. I just throw everything in here, move, and then put up my tent real fast. Yeah. So yeah, those are the things that I don't like to do. Always pick up your trash. You're not supposed to dump anything toxic onto the plants or anything like that. You're not supposed to pick wood. You don't want to pick wood, especially in Arizona. I mean, let everything, you might find some dead wood just laying there, but don't pick it up. You don't want to just scrape the land totally bare. You want, if things fall naturally onto the ground, you want them to decompose naturally. The ground needs the nutrients out there. So, I mean, BLM land is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun boondocking, and you get to meet a lot of people. Like I said, I carry bear spray with me. I mean, I also carry other things too. And when I'm out on BLM land next time, I may actually carry it with me at all times, if there's going to be dogs out there and they're not being contained. So we'll see. But it's against the law to shoot a coyote, though. Yeah, they're totally protected in Arizona. And have you ever seen javelina? Has any of you ever really seen a javelina? Well, I have. They're huge. They're like, they're more fierce and sometimes bigger than a sow. If you've ever been around pigs, a boar is like huge. Yeah, they're huge. And there's not too many of them. They usually get eaten. But the boar, they have like a boar around. They keep them around to, to get the sows pregnant, to have more piglets. Yeah, little piglets. But a javelina is huge. And I'll tell you, one bite from them can break your leg. I mean, they'll just snap your leg in half. So don't be thinking it's all cute. I saw this picture on Facebook where this girl was down and this javelina was coming towards her. She's trying to feed it. I'm like, oh, that ain't going to turn out good. A javelina is a wild animal. And if you see one, you'll know what it is when you see it. And they're fierce. They are definitely fierce. You don't want to mess with a javelina. Now, though, they're also protected in Arizona. When I lived in the University of Arizona area, I lived there for 14 years. About the fourth year before I left, we got these javelinas in the neighborhood. I mean, we're talking central. We'd already had coyotes. There's coyotes running all over Tucson, yeah. And they're protected. You can't hurt them. And the only thing, they don't really hurt people. They'll take down a kid, a small child, but they like to eat dogs and cats. Yeah, and bunnies and quail. After the coyotes came, in my neighborhood, I didn't see any more quail. It was really sad. And there weren't that many bunnies hopping around either. They kind of cleared the land of all that. But coyotes are protected, and then javelinas. One time we were in a residential area, and I was coming this way, and there were stop signs, and in the intersection were 3 javelinas. I mean, they're tall, And I was looking at the guy. We were going like, wow. We were going, oh my God, look at that. And we couldn't move because they were blocking the intersection. So we just sat there, and it was a good show. We were watching them. So, yeah, they eventually left after 2 or 3 months. But we did have some petitions going around that were saying, even though you don't want the javelinas here, you can't touch them. They are protected. I did hear a story where they tried to corner, there were 4 of them, they tried to corner a child that was playing outside. So, yeah, they can be fierce, so don't mess with the javelina. You're going to see wild animals out there. And, yeah, just, you know, be aware of the people who park beside you. Be aware of who they are if you don't feel comfortable. And that's with, at any point, if you don't feel comfortable, just leave. Somebody else asked me about internet. How do I get internet? When I'm in my van, in the city or in out on boondocking. In the city, of course, you know, I mean, Planet Fitness has internet. I mean, I still go in, since I've been here, I've been going into Planet Fitness because I take my showers, things like that. But they have, and then, of course, you got a library if you want to go into a library. But with your phone, you can get if you have a hotspot, you can turn on your hotspot, and then with my laptop, I can get internet using this hotspot, and I'll get it through it. Now, I did mention on this phone that I'm recording with, iPhone 12, I put Verizon on there. This phone is iPhone 7 Plus, and there's T-Mobile on there. And you know what? I'm not that impressed with Verizon. The plan that I have, and it's even a little bit more expensive than T-Mobile. I don't have a hotspot. I have to pay more to have a hotspot. So I won't be getting rid of my T-Mobile ever at all. And if I still don't, I'm going to go, when I go out boondocking in January, if I don't get anything better with Verizon, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to put maybe T-Mobile on it too. Or even try another one and see what I like. Good, because I'm not really overly impressed with Verizon again. Yeah. Almost done. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So that's what I do. And now that I have Verizon, but even in town, what I've noticed, there are spots where I can't get anything on T-Mobile. It's like there's these little dead spaces. But the same thing with Verizon. There's these, and then the T-Mobile works. So it's kind of cool having them both. As long as I can afford it, I may just keep 2 different carriers, 1 on each phone. So, yeah. 2 or 3 people asked if I turn on the candle for heat. No, that's just ambience and fragrance. Yeah, this one is I think it's a cinnamon spice. And this one is like a Christmas cookie kind of thing. Yeah, I like that. So yeah. Oh, I want to mention Saturday night I went to my daughter's house, and they have a bunny. They have a dog and they have a bunny. The bunny, bunnies have become very popular as pets. And I'm going to show you, at the end, I'll show you a bunny video. Oh, so cute. And they really make a lot of noise when they eat. So I wanted to show you that. And I want to throw back, it kind of got lost in the shuffle with my videos, is when I took filming of the bees. When I was in Reno, I was walking past this big bush with flowers, and the bees were going nuts. They were getting drunk on pollen. They were just all over the place. And I was there filming really close. They didn't care if I was there or not. And I'm not afraid of bees. I love bees. They call me the bee chama. And I was really close. They didn't care. They're just in there. They were getting drunk on pollen, I think. Yeah. They were getting silly with it. So I'm going to show those to you at the end. Prepper R.D. Franklin. Hey. You said buy some strong solar panels that can keep a portable power station going. Plug in portable heater. So I said, okay. I have solar in my minivan though. Should I buy more? I was kind of kidding. And he said, you may need 2 or 3 big panels. You want enough power to help you stay cool and warm. Well, the way, here's the deal with the portable power stations. They can only handle so much power. Like my Jackery 500 can only handle 120 watts going in. So, and they really only come in 100. You know, I don't know. I've never found a 120 watt solar panel. They usually come in 100 or 200 or 50. Well, you know, so I had 3 power stations. Perhaps you haven't watched a lot of my videos that I've made so far. And to do another solar video, maybe I should, but I've got so many now to redo them again. But I've got one on my roof, and then I've got another solar panel that I barely use anymore, packed away in the back here. But, I mean, I don't use anything for heat. I really don't. I don't use anything for heat. I mentioned in my video the only time that I'm really cold is when I get out of my blankets and I'm folding up my bed and then I'm getting dressed. Well, that's a matter of maybe 15 minutes. I think I can handle things like that for 15 minutes. I'm not some wimp. I'm a pretty strong gal, you know, and with strong-willed, and I can handle a little bit of misery going on. I'm not some pampered, you know, a socialite, you know, or anything like that. I can deal with things like that. So I know a lot of you gave a lot of suggestions for heating, and they're really good for other people that need heating. I don't need heating. I've already put out my video of how I stay warm. I put out this video so that I could give suggestions for different ways for y'all to do it. The only change that I made was to not turn on my car heater because I don't want to be breathing in bad fumes. But and you all had really good suggestions. Some of you suggested hand warmers or putting my clothes under, you know, my bedding, things like that. I mean, that's all, you know, really cool stuff. For me, I've kind of got it figured out, and it's no big deal to get up and feel a little cold for a little bit of time while I put my bed away and get dressed. After that, I can get my coffee going, and then if it's, like I said, then, because I've got really warm, these are nice sleeves. I mean, what's the temperature? It's only 54 degrees in here, and that's cold. I mean, if you think about it, I'm just sitting here comfortably, and it's 54 degrees. Like, wow, like, what's the temperature outside? It's 47 degrees out there. I mean, that's really cold outside. You would need a coat, some gloves, especially if you're in Arizona. If you live in this climate, your blood's kind of thin, you know, and you get cold easier than somebody who lives in Minnesota. Oh, there's a hair. So, yeah, let me see if there's everything else okay up there. That I told you that story. I looked up and you barely look up. It's like, oh my God, there's that one of those white spiders. Okay. You know, I've got my heating kind of figured out. I just thought that I would get the discussion started. I told you how I keep warm, and I just wanted to share that. And you all gave other suggestions. So that's really good. I mean, that's the goal, is to get the discussion going with different cool ideas. But I actually kind of have things figured out, and I've got my solar figured out that's perfect for me. I wouldn't want to put more solar up there. And what would I do with it? I mean, it's a 100-watt solar panel, and I can plug it into one of my power stations, and when that's full, then I can take it and plug it into another one. And it's not like I need to run 2 of them at the same time. So, yeah. Now, if I did get the Jackery 1000, I could put a 200-watt solar panel up there. Maybe replace this one when it goes and put a 200-watt solar panel up there. Yeah. That's a lot of power. I got the power. Okay, so, but that's that. Yeah. But thank you, Prepper RD. You gave me lots of and Merry Christmas to you, Prepper D. Okay, so I think we'll get a little lighting. I think I'm done for the day. This is going to be a long one, and thank you for bearing with me with this little chit chat. I know I'm tired. So what you see is the real me. This is the real me. No makeup, no nothing. Just drinking my coffee with y'all, and I love you guys. Christmas is coming. You better be good, Santa. Yeah, and it's all about Jesus. Yes, Christmas. But if you are not a Christian, if you're Jewish, Happy Hanukkah, and if you're not inclined to for any religion, Happy Holidays. I think everybody should be included. I'm very inclusive. I think that everybody. We've just got to like get together and love each other a little bit more. And that includes the right and the left. And you know what I mean? Oh yeah. The right and the left. You know, we've got to like come together and come together right now over me. Oh yeah. I know. I know John Lennon, he was shot 40 years ago. I keep seeing him on like magazine covers and stuff. He was shot 40 years ago. How old was he? He'd be like 80 years old now. Really? Or almost 80? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. He really was shot young. I mean, wow. He was young when he was shot. What a shame. But anyways, but this season is really all about, for me and for other Christians, it's about Jesus being born. So, yay, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for your gift. And then we all give gifts to each other. And if you're not a Christian, happy holidays. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know the words to it, but yes. So, I love you guys. Mwah. I hope this was entertaining for you. That's really my goal, to entertain you. It's not a lot of information today, but I'm tired. I'm just going to edit this video, and I'm going back to bed for the day. I think I'm going to sleep the day off. I really do. I need probably lay here, and I'm going to go in and out of sleep. In and out. You know, that's a good burger place. In and out. Okay, I'll be quiet. I can just keep going on and on and on. Once you get me started. Woo. Okay, I love you. Watch for the bunnies. The bees and the bunnies. The birds and the bees, the bunnies and the bees. Ooh. Oh, I'm going to include the bird too. I've got a bird video. So you're going to get the birds and the bees and then the bunny. Yeah, it all has to do with, whoop, you know, propagation. I love you guys. Mwah.